Why not unveil more features of the sun and our solar system? The hottest planet in our solar system is the next planet, which is Venus. The hottest planet. So let's start with these 3 stars here. Are you familiar with 3 stars? That is the Orion's belt. Orion the Hunter.
If you find this segment informative, please click the thumbs up button and subscribe to stay updated with our latest news, and share this broadcast to your friends and family. Your support helps us keep you informed. Help us get our first 10,000 subscribers. Your engagement matters. Liking, sharing, and subscribing to our content not only helps more people discover the important stories we bring you, but also supports our team's hard work. It boosts our visibility in the algorithm, making it easier for others to find ways to stay informed. Thank you for being part of our community.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the DOST Pag-asa Planetarium. So I am Clint Gerald Piniling Bigla, your lecturer and curator for this morning. So a planetarium is a small theater built primarily to create entertaining and educational shows about the night sky and the universe. At the center is a projector that will transform our dome into a breathtaking canvas of our night sky. Together, we will unveil the secrets of the stars, our solar system, and the planets through the Nightshade software. So looking around, we can observe the 4 cardinal points that can be found in our compass. So what are these 4 cardinal points? Okay, so we have N for North o Hilaga, E for East o Silangan, W for West o Manila, and S for South o Timog. So these cardinal points are used for navigation. We also have imaginary lines to help us locate celestial objects in the sky. First is the horizontal. So the horizontal beam is relative to the observer. The observer is the reference point. So for this instance, our observer is this projector. So imagine me that I'm the projector. So the highest point will be directly above me, or the projector. The highest point is called the zenith. On the eastern side, we can observe our sun, this bright yellow object. So currently, the sun is located around 10 degrees above the horizon. So if the horizontal grid is relative to the observer, or the observer is the reference point, the equatorial grid is relative to the planet itself. So if you're looking outside the outer space, the end zones of our planet would be the South Pole and the North Pole. Then we have the ecliptic line. The ecliptic line is the apparent path of our sun in the sky. So this will be the path that our sun will traverse in the sky. So, yeah, the sun rises from the east and sets on the western side. Then we have the celestial meridian. The celestial meridian divides the sky into 2 equal parts, the eastern and the western part. If the sun is on the eastern side, we associate our time with letters AM. So AM means ante meridian, or before the meridian. And as time passes by, the sun will now traverse its path. And when it reaches the celestial meridian, we will experience true solar moon. So sa Tagalog ay tanghaling tapat, sa Bisaya, puntong-tuto. So since we are already talking about the sun, why not unveil more features of the sun and our solar system? So at the core of the sun, temperature can reach up to 15 million degrees in Celsius. On the sun's surface, called the photosphere, temperature can reach up to 5,500 degrees in Celsius. And these dark red spots here are called sunspots. And these sunspots are colder region of the sun due to the highly concentrated magnetic field sa sunspots. So enough about the sun. Let's go to the planets in our solar system. Starting from the nearest planet from our sun, which is Mercury. Mercury is the smallest planet in our solar system. 1 year in Mercury is 88 Earth days per week. And Mercury has a thin and weak atmosphere, allowing the planet to experience space degrees and extreme temperature variations. So the lowest temperature recorded on Mercury can be negative 170 degrees Celsius, and its highest temperature is up to 420 degrees Celsius. So even though Mercury is the nearest planet from our sun, it's not the hottest planet in our solar system. The hottest planet in our solar system is the next planet, which is Venus. The hottest planet in our solar system. The high temperature of Venus is due to the highly concentrated greenhouse gases on its atmosphere. So these greenhouse gases, they trap heat inside the planet, allowing Venus to reach up to 472 degrees Celsius. At a temperature that can melt lead. And the unique thing about Venus is rotation. So it has retrograde rotation, which means the sun rises from the west and sets on the east, opposite sa ating planet Earth. So in Earth, the sun rises from the east and sets on the west. In Venus, the sun rises from the west and sets on the east. And in terms of size, Venus and Earth are twin planets. So let's go to our home planet Earth. So Earth is the only planet so far that is proven to be habitable by living organisms. So Earth is located at the Goldilocks zone in our solar system, meaning nasa optimal location siya. It's not too close from our sun that our surface water will be totally evaporated. It's not too far from the sun that our surface water will be frozen. So, dahil sa Earth naman so far, proven to be habitable by living organisms ng planet, let us protect our planet in our own simple way. So, up next is yes, very good. Next planet, Mars. So Mars is also known as the red planet. The red color of Mars is due to iron oxides on its atmosphere. So these iron oxides ay rust, kalawang oxide. And Mars is one of the most explored planets in our solar system. Because long time ago, it was believed that Mars has surface water, indicating life. So from Mercury to Mars are terrestrial planets. They have no solid surface. Starting from the next planet are gas giants or gas planets or giant planets. Starting with Jupiter. So Jupiter is the largest planet in our solar system. Even if we combine all other planets in our solar system together, Jupiter will stay twice as massive. And also, the largest moon in our solar system can be found in Jupiter. It's Ganymede, larger than planet Mercury. And yung green red spot earlier sa surface ng Jupiter ay isang storm orbit globe that has been raging on for hundreds of years. So next planet will be Saturn. So Saturn is known with the rings of Saturn is made out of ice particles, dust, and rock debris. Also, there is no solid surface in Saturn. The surface of Saturn is made out of a gas, which is helium. That's why Saturn has very low density. That if we have enough body of water, Saturn will actually float. So next will be Uranus. So did you know that we were 16 years for the Uranus? So Uranus was the first planet that was discovered in our night sky. At first, it was mistaken as a star. But later on, it was proven to be a planet. And the one who discovered it was William Herschel. And Uranus is the coldest planet in our solar system. The lowest temperature recorded was -225 degrees Celsius. You will freeze there. That's the last planet in our solar system. Neptune. So Neptune was discovered or predicted using mathematics. So scientists observed an anomaly sa orbit ni Uranus. And later on, it was proven to be another planet that was Neptune. Also, the strongest winds or gusts that we observe sa Neptune, up to 2,000 kilometers per hour. Yung wind speed. And if you're wondering what happened to Pluto, so Pluto became a dwarf planet. So IAU, or International Astronomical Union, set 3 requirements for celestial objects to be considered as a planet. First is, it has to orbit around a star. So okay naman nun. Pluto orbits around the Sun, which is a yellow dwarf star. Second is, it has to maintain hydrostatic equilibrium, which means its gravity should be enough for the planet to maintain a spherical shape. So spherical shape naman si Pluto. Here comes the third requirement. It has to be large enough for its gravity to clear objects of similar size on its path sa kanyang orbit sa Sun. And Pluto failed to do that. So when the dwarf planet Eris was discovered on early 2000s, Pluto was devoted into a dwarf planet. And this is our solar system, including some dwarf planets. So currently, moon power ng hangin sa bansa. And when the sun crosses the western side, so we will associate our time now with letters PM or post-meridian. So the sun is already set. And when the sun is 6 degrees below the horizon, we will experience the first phase of twilight, civil twilight. 12 degrees below the horizon is nautical twilight. 18 degrees below the horizon is astronomical twilight. More than that is evening now. So good evening everyone. Here in our planetarium, we can simulate time travel. So kanina, morning pa lang, ngayon 7:46 PM na. And during night, we can observe stars. Sometimes planets. So currently, we can observe 2 planets, I think. I can identify 2 planets now. See, Jupiter and Saturn. So this is the simulation of our night sky tonight, January 10, 2025, at this exact location. Also, you can observe our Earth. Currently on its waxing gibbous base, or more than 50% of the moon's surface are observable. And the moon is the only natural satellite of our planet. That is the place, yung maliwanag kanina is the group of stars around Taurus Cyclades. So let's identify some constellations. Maybe you're familiar with some constellations that we will be identifying. So let's start with these 3 stars here. Are you familiar with 3 stars? That is the Orion's Belt. So Orion's Belt is part of the constellation Orion. Orion the Hunter. And beside Orion is the longest constellation in the night sky, Eridanus the River. And on the western side is this V-shape, representing Capricornus. Or Capricorn. So are you familiar with Capricorn? So, it's part of the zodiac sign. So for a constellation to be considered to be part of the zodiac signs, it has to lie on the ecliptic line. Yeah. So when we say constellation, it's not just the shapes or the lines. It includes the area surrounding it. Beside Capricornus is the water-bearer zodiac. Aquarius. And beside Aquarius is the fish zodiac. This one here. This is the head of the fish. Pisces. Pisces is the ram zodiac, Aries. So you might observe that Aries is not on the ecliptic line, but the area of Aries extends up to here. So beside Aries, yung sa may bright sun area yun, yung sa ladies, is Taurus. So later on, let's identify more zodiac constellations. Pero at this time, 7:30 p.m., ito lang yung visible na zodiac constellation. And below Pisces is the sea monster, Cetus. And this box constellation here is Pegasus. And there's lazy W is Cassiopeia. Cassiopeia has a husband, Cetus, Simon, and they have a daughter, Andromeda, around Pegasus and Pisces. So Andromeda was saved by Perseus from the sea monster Cetus. So one way to identify ano yung magkakatabi na constellations is through stories. So they are based on Greek mythology. So let's time travel. So let's continue identifying more zodiac constellations and other constellations. So around here is the planet Mars. And beside Mars is the twin stars, Pollux and Castor. So Pollux and Castor is part of the twin zodiac sign, which is Gemini. Beside Gemini is this crop zodiac, Cancer. And beside Cancer is the Lion zodiac, so parang question mark, that is Leo. And below Leo is Virgo. It is Spica, the brightest star of Virgo. So Libra, Scorpius, and Occultus, the 13th zodiac, is not visible tonight. Also Sagittarius. So here from Orion's belt, we can create an imaginary line that will point us to the brightest star in the sky, Sirius, that is part of Canis Major. And another bright star here is Procyon, that is part of Canis Minor. So it might be hard to imagine that these 9 shapes are animals, objects, or humans as our ancestors perceive them. So I will help your imagination. So dig deeper is not visible tonight. What our ancestors see. In total, there are 88 constellations. Their visibility varies based on time and location. Signifies new beginnings and the end of my presentation. Once again, I am Clarence Gerald from DOST Pagasa, and I hope that you had a great experience. So after this, we can proceed to our last part sa tour, the gathering room.
If you find this segment informative, please click the thumbs up button and subscribe to stay updated with our latest news, and share this broadcast to your friends and family. Your support helps us keep you informed. Help us get our first 10,000 subscribers. Your engagement matters. Liking, sharing, and subscribing to our content not only helps more people discover the important stories we bring you, but also supports our team's hard work. It boosts our visibility in the algorithm, making it easier for others to find ways to stay informed. Thank you for being part of our community.